Today on The Social, Jason Bateman is being called out for an awkward moment where he questioned Charli XCX's stance on not wanting children. Can meeting the right person change your view on parenthood? And one man's journey to better health involves locking himself in a room away from his family for 365 days. We explore the concept of an isolation year. Then,
the time machine worked, and we are in 2008.
they'll do anything to book a gig. Matt Johnson and Jay McCarrol tell us about time traveling in their hilarious new mockumentary. Plus, if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, you'll love these vacation-ready cocktails. They'll bring you warmth and brightness wherever you are this winter. It all starts now on The Social.
Welcome back. A face you know and love, comedian Bruce McCulloch is here.
Yay, I'm one of the girls again.
Yes, you are.
Like Kathy Vibes. I'm so happy to be here.
Great to have you here. Well, we're going to kick it off with some other great, funny men. We're talking about, Jason Bateman. However, Jason is getting a little bit of heat today for challenging singer Charli XCX about her decision to not have kids without really knowing a whole lot about her. We want you to check out this kind of awkward moment from his Smartless podcast.
My wife did not want to have kids, so the story goes. So she tells me,
and she didn't, and you adopted yours.
And she said once we started going out, and she was like, "Okay, I think I can have a kid with this guy." So you might find somebody.
Well, I'm married, so
there you go.
Oopsie daisy. In case you're wondering, Charli is married to 1975 band member George Daniels. So, Bruce, what's your take on this awkward exchange?
Well, it's awkward, but it could be more awkward. He could say, "You should have a kid, and I want to watch you try and do it." But he lives in LA, like, open marriages are really open. I'm going to have a kid with you, and then we're going to throuple with the gardener, and that's his world.
It's true. Do you think he was making a play for that?
I would.
I don't know if it's exactly right, though. The idea that you need to find the right person in order to have a child. Like, I think that can be true, but it certainly wasn't true for me. It's not that he's the wrong person.
I was about to say.
I'm like, what are you saying, Cynthia?
No,
I just mean like that wasn't what push me over the edge to decide to become a mom. I think for me it was more like, okay, I'm at a certain age, because I initially didn't think I wanted children at all, and then I was like, oh, I hit my 30s, and I noticed myself sort of hanging around more and more with kids and finding them more interesting than adults, and I thought, well, maybe this could be a thing for me. I thought that was about it. What about you?
Oh, well, I'm very clear. My whole life, never wanted to be married, never wanted to have kids.
What?
Never. What? Never, ever, ever.
You never wanted to be married?
Excuse me, we were on this show. You knew about me, that this was not my thing. And then I met Ryan. And within 2 weeks of dating, not only did I do a 180, he actually said these words to me. In a year from now, at this very moment, I want to be engaged. And he said, and I want to let you know, I want to be married and I want to have children. And I just stopped in my tracks, felt like I was hit by a truck. And I said, I need to think about this. The very next day, literally it took me a day. And I said, do not let this man go. And if this is what he wants, guess what? We're going to do it. So,
wow. Okay, you know what? I like that.
I'm still holding tight to the I don't want to do it, and I'm still not doing it. But you know what? I'm actually, I love that this clip is out there, and I really wish people wouldn't give Jason Bateman such a hard time, because we have all done this. I don't think he was coming from a malicious place to be like, you know, you might change your mind. He's coming from a seasoned place, and we all know that when you get older, you look back and you're like, gosh, in my 20s, if I knew what I knew now, I would have done things differently. I would have had children. I would have married that person. I think that's what he was trying to impart when he was saying that. The fact that he didn't know that she was already married is a little embarrassing, but I think we all do that. But I think there's something in that, and you mentioned it in the intro. You gotta know a person's life before you make those types of suggestions, because you don't know if Charli XCX has fertility issues, maybe she has issues with her family, maybe she really just does not have children, and then you meet her for 5 seconds on your podcast, you're like, you might change your mind, and you really don't know. So I don't have a problem with the comment, it's just do a little bit more research before you say those things to people.
May I say one thing?
Sure.
You know, you still may want to have a baby with a potent Canadian comedian. Just throw it out there, because anything can happen.
Are you throwing it out
backstage
there?
at the social. It's a party back there. They got poppers. They got a little pony you can hug. It's crazy.
Bruce, are you saying you want to be my baby daddy? Is that what your suggestion?
Sure do, girl.
Well,
okay. We'll talk during the break.
You
We'll talk
heard
during
it
the
here
break.
first on the social. Okay, Jason Bateman's co-host Will Arnett recently actually shared his controversial take on tattoos. He goes on to say excessive ink creates a manufactured edge. So, do you agree with his take?
Okay, before I start speaking, can we put the camera on the man who's covered in tattoos in the front row, please? Can we just take a quick little
You
gander?
look fabulous.
We're not.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Okay. Fabulous.
We are not. You look very interesting, sir, from the glasses down to the shoes. I think what Will is referring to is, we're kind of in the same age group where back in the day, if you had tattoos all on your neck, on your chest and sleeves,
Face.
you usually had like a lifestyle that went along with that. You were a gang member, you were part of like a rap group or some rock and roll group. And so you were on the fringes. We were never gonna find you in accounts receivable in any office ever. And now we're seeing people with those same kind of tattoos, but they are in accounts receivable. So the tattooed people aren't matching with the lifestyle that we are accustomed to, and I think that's what he's saying. It's like, you're trying to act like something that you are not living, but that's his judgment. And he's allowed to have that because he's a podcaster, and that's what podcasters do.
Bruce, what do you got going on under those shirts?
Well, no, I actually got a tattoo recently.
Okay.
It's of a younger neck.
Yes.
How do you think it looks? No, I don't have tattoos, but I do have a knife scar from the Calgarian Hotel in 1987.
Do you want to tell that story?
No, I really don't.
You know what?
No, but it's true. Like, people get like, oh, a tattoo of a toaster. Why? Because I like toast.
I had a boyfriend who, and I've shared this on the social before, he had a tattoo of a happy face on his butt. And it was one of the least edgy and least interesting things about him. Anyway.
Is there a drunken story to go?
I don't think so. I think he just thought it would make people smile.
Were you smiling when you were back there?
I had a pause. I had a pause when I saw it. Anyway, I don't have any tattoos, but I actually think that they can be. I disagree with his statement that a person who has a lot of tattoos is uninteresting. I think you look like a very interesting person. I think so.
Exactly.
I think most times, even the embarrassing ones or the toaster ones, they have a story that goes along with them, or they should. Or you should make up a story.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember this conversation for when our kids, if they ever come to us and they say, Mom, I have this idea to do this,
wait,
you know?
Just wait a little bit,
Just
right?
wait a little
yeah,
bit.
So you,
Honestly, the laser removal system is so advanced. Do whatever you want with your body. Do whatever
There
you
you
want.
go.
Okay, up next, everybody, why one man has actually locked himself up willingly in a room in his house away from his entire family, and he's choosing to do so for the next 365 days. He's live streaming the whole thing. We're going to tell you why he's doing this and if we agree after this.
Tomorrow on The Social, former NHLer turned broadcaster PK Subban joins the panel with his take on the stories of the day. This week on The Social, Super Bowl snacks worthy of a touchdown dance, regardless of what happens on game night, from Chef Charlotte Langley.
I get so excited when we hear where everybody in the audience is from, and we've got everybody from coast to coast to coast. Vancouver's in the front. So wherever you are, if you're coming to the Toronto area, come and see us live. It is so easy, it's so fun. Scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. And Andrea, the price is right.
Darling, the price is $3.99. The best price in the world.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our next topic. Fair warning, this next topic might give you a bit of a pandemic flashback. A 49-year-old husband and father of 4 adult children has locked himself up in a room away from his family for an entire year. And he is live streaming it all. Take a look.
I'll be cooking, cleaning, and doing all of my own work inside of this room for personal growth. We'll be exercising, learning, and working on my own mental health.
All right, so he calls this isolation year. So what do we make of this? Audience doesn't like it.
I mean, he says this is not a stunt, it's a reset. But to me, it's a stunt. He's live streaming
you're
it.
live
There is
streaming,
something
it's a
by that
stunt.
very definition.
Yeah.
I guess here's where I feel like his heart is in the right place. He sounds like he's got into some bad habits. And I can imagine a scenario whereby maybe his friends enable him. Well, I mean, he has a reset for a reason, right? And like, what do you do when you really need a heart? Like maybe his friends like are, again, bad influences and stuff like that. I just feel like it's a little bit like it's giving rehab without any support for mental health. And that to me is where I think he's gone wrong.
What do you think, Bruce?
Interesting.
Well, here's the weird thing. I watched the whole year of it on my own. I locked myself in the bathroom, and we only have one bathroom, and I have 2 children, so I wasn't too popular in my house. But I had to watch every bit, and it's a lot like what you just saw.
Here's the thing. I think you're joking, but
I'm joking, all right. I'm one of Canada's 5,000 favorite comedians.
Yeah. So there. I tuned in. That's Skip. His name is Skip, and I tuned in to see Skip this morning.
What was he doing?
So he had just woken up, and he was sharing what he had for breakfast. But I really wanted to get an understanding of what is this live stream looking like? What does this day-to-day look like? It is giving pandemic. Is this going to work? Because in principle, this is a great idea for him. He's 49, and I preach all the time with my mantra of aging powerfully. When you hit midlife, you cannot get away with the things you did when you were in your 20s and 30s and 40s with your body. You want to age well, you want to age powerfully, midlife is a fork in the road moment. So good for him for putting his health first and deciding, I want to be around for my kids, I want to be around for my wife. He clearly knows what he needs. He should acknowledge the privilege he has. He's locked himself in a room.
Yeah.
He is able
His
to
kids
work
are
and
adults
everything.
too,
His kids
to
are
be
adults.
clear.
They're no little kids.
He's got the equipment, he's got the exercise, he's got the food. So good for him. But then I went and tuned in to say hi to Skip this morning. And I thought I would get to see him working out. Maybe he's going to be cooking something. And here's what I heard from Skip. And he's a lovely guy. Make sure you like and subscribe. So I looked and I said, I wonder how much this is. It's $4.99 a month. Then he said, then it went on for the next 10 minutes focusing on how many followers he has. He is obsessed with followers.
It's a stunt.
And then, don't forget, the merch line for isolation year coming soon. So then all of a sudden he lost me. But then he maybe got me back.
How?
Because isn't it the American way? If this is what it's going to take to get him healthy and he wants to make a little money, who am I to judge? No, not buying it.
The audience is
Not buying
it.
I actually bought some merch. I bought some of his old slippers. And they're like $100, but they're worth it. And that's only $50 a slipper.
Oh my God, okay. We're gonna move on to this. It's to a job application gone very wrong. This anecdote shared on X has over 10 million views. It says, cannot stress how much of an advantage it is to be a normal, well-adjusted applicant for banking roles. I reviewed a resume that listed olive oil as an interest. That is not an interest. It's been hours and I cannot stop thinking about it. There will not be an interview. But should you list olive oil on your resume, Andrea?
Yes. First of all, I feel like we're telling young people, we're giving them mixed messages. On one hand, we're telling them, on your resume, stand out. We don't want to see the cookie cutter thing. We want to know who you are. You just can't be this person with all of this work stuff. Who are you outside of your job? And on the other hand, when they put that on the page, on the resume, we're like, yeah, but olive oil, what is that? You're not even going to speak to this person. That was my problem with it. Also, in that you're posting it, you're the worst employer ever. Who wants to work for you? The fact that you would even say that to someone. And by the way, there are 8 different types of olive oil, and you can olive oil is made in 60 different countries, sir. So you could have had a very interesting conversation about olive oil, but you'll never know that because you never give that person a chance.
Just quickly, the hiring manager. I don't know if we can bring up that tweet again. The one who was judging all the olive oil. That's his photo.
What does that mean?
It's Fred from Scooby-Doo, guys.
Oh.
I don't know
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Exactly. Very uninteresting.
Why are
Very
you judging
uninteresting.
anybody? Anyway, go.
Well, I don't get a lot of jobs from resumes.
No.
But on my resume, it says that I'm a nudist. And in fact, if I ever get hurt in the workplace, I have to go to a nudist hospital.
Gotcha.
That's part of your
part of
So I don't get a lot of jobs from my resume.
That was so silly, my earring jumped off.
That's been my goal for every time I'm on here, and it finally happened.
I even though I totally agree, we want people to be interesting. If you look at that guy's, I thought you were going to bring up his handle. His handle is 90 days liquidity. Do you know those finance bros? Do you know what they're like? Watch Wolf of Wall Street, okay? Wolf of Wall Street is the finance bro. Bay Street's not that far. It's around the corner. And you know what those guys are like? They're about one thing. I say guys, it's also gals. Money, money, money. Guess what? They're not interested if you have hobbies. They're not interested if you are an interesting person. They want to know, are you going to hustle and make us money? It sounds very old school. It's a little bit like that's not very 2026. But the Wolf of Wall Street, as fictional as it was, has a sliver of truth. 90 days liquidity. Apparently, this guy, Scooby-Doo, lives what his handle is. So he's happier if you don't have interest. That means you will hustle at
But it's
work.
so short-sighted. I get that.
But
and I
then
think
who
you're
wants
right.
to work for a person who has that mentality?
Yeah, but that's what finance is.
Yeah.
Wall Street is cutthroat.
And
I don't care about olive oil.
And that is the beginning of the burnout that we talk about all the time, this mentality. And I'm like, with all the information we have today about that kind of mentality, we know that doesn't
And
work.
this guy shouldn't get into finance.
Oh, no, you mean the olive oil guy?
Yes.
First of all, there's a lot of money in olive oil. What are you guys talking about?
That's what he should do.
There's money in olive
He
oil.
should move to Italy and start the olive
Maybe
oil
he just
company.
wants it as a hobby. He doesn't want to ruin the hobby by making it about money.
Maybe not. Well, Bruce, you are a busy guy,
I certainly
and
am.
you've got an upcoming comedy tour and an album. Speaking of hustling, speaking of working hard,
Yes.
tell us about it.
Well, I've decided to do another lap in show business, so I'm doing 20 shows in Canada starting Thursday in London, Ontario.
Yeah.
And I have a record out of the same name, Dark Purple Slice, which is, I have actual vinyl that I'll hump from show to show like Willie Loman from Death of a Salesman. But I'm so excited. It's a beautiful show. It's funny. It's touching. It's about the kind of things that you talk about, too, which is we need each other right now, and we're in this together.
Yeah.
And so people find it touching and very funny. So it'd be great to see you out there.
Just the way we feel, warm and fuzzy when you're here, Bruce. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's tell everybody about the tour. For more information and a full list of upcoming show dates, visit. Is it really Brucio McCulloch?
Yes, it is. That's my nickname.
Okay.
That I gave to myself.
All right, everybody, take a look at the screen. Spell it correctly in the web browser. It's bruciomcculloch.com. Okay, it's very Italian. Anyways, the creators of the new rockumentary Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, are here next. In this next movie, you're going to see what Variety called, quote, the most high-concept mockumentary gags Canada has ever seen. No permits, no actors. Our two guests give time travel the Canadian treatment with hilarious results. Take a look.
Machine plan. This is going to be the last plan you and I ever have to do. And as far as I'm concerned, Nirvana the band is playing the Rivoli tonight. We have the RV, deck it out like the DeLorean. So it's a full-time machine. Okay, watch this. Hold on to your butts. The time machine worked, and we are in 2008.
Oh my God.
Please welcome the stars and creators of Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, Jay McCarrol and Matt Johnson.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Great to see you.
Matt, I'm going to start with you because you started Nirvana the band, the show, 17 years ago, which is where the film begins, actually. It was a web series, but contrary to its name, it actually has nothing to do with Kurt Cobain, in case you're wondering, or Nirvana. It's just about, tell us a bit about the concept of the film, and it might have something to do with our guest co-host today a little bit.
Literally, Jay and I grew up in Ontario and were so inspired by the kids in the hall. And we would watch this show religiously, and we'd found out that they got their start at the Rivoli on Queen Street. And so I think in our mind, we were like, oh, we as kids should try to get a show at the Rivoli, and that developed into this crazy television series that we've been making for 20 years.
Wow, very cool.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
The movie is fascinating, and you two are already known for pulling off elaborate pranks, but in this movie, you take these stunts to completely new heights. Literally, at one point, you seem to dive off the CN Tower onto the Sky Dome. Anyway.
Yeah, it was Sky Dome back then.
It was Sky Dome back then.
Yeah.
I was asking myself the whole time, I was like, how is this legal? How did they get away with this? How did you pull this off? Can you give us a clue?
The big clue is that it's not legal.
It's not, well, our legal department has advised us not to speak too candidly about that aspect of the film, but we can say it was very difficult to do, and a lot of it is just what you see.
Okay.
What we wanted to do was basically make an advertisement for Toronto for the rest of the world, because we knew, as many of you know, like, this city is so magical, and yet we have trouble convincing people to come visit. And so we thought, oh, why don't we make a movie that shows off the CN Tower as a place where crazy things can happen, and then maybe people will come visit. So we'll see if we're successful.
Okay, so we're catching it in some of these clips, but Matt, you two are, and Jay, you're both actors, but there's a lot of people in the mockumentary that are clearly not actors. They're just average, everyday people. They're not even aware that they're kind of in this situation. Now, Matt, you directed and starred in the movie Blackberry. We all remember that film about Blackberry. And you are currently...
Yeah, thank you.
Love the look. You are currently directing the Anthony Bourdain biopic.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
What is this? What is this that you really, do you prefer using like real people versus actors in some of these scenarios?
100%. And I think it's because, thank you so much. And it's because real people, like the guests in this audience, have a certain magic to them. You guys are notorious for constantly talking with your audience, for getting them involved. And I think it's because real people there's so much truth to them. They have no agenda. They're not trying to look good. They really just are who they are. And on camera, I mean, The Social's famous for this. It's like magic. It's the type of stuff you can't write.
No, it's true.
Correct.
It's so true.
You're correct. Okay. So for those of you who haven't watched it yet, we'll tell people that you repurposed real-world events for this movie. So this happened with the shooting at Drake's mansion just recently in 2024. The
Kendrick
two of you,
got his bodyguard.
You two rushed to the
killed
scene.
him.
You two rushed to the scene, but you started filming when you got there. And we looked through some news coverage from that day, and we can actually see you guys in the background. Okay, so Jay.
Yeah. That's CP24's very own Courtney Haas.
That's right, Courtney Heels.
Courtney Heels,
correct. Yes,
yeah.
I used to work there.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes.
How do you skirt around legalities, laws, law enforcement to do that kind of stuff?
Once again, our legal team has advised us not to talk too candidly about this, but we did. We heard. We were actually shooting with Roz and Mocha that morning, and
they're Toronto radio hosts.
Yes, beloved. And we heard about this shooting, that nobody was killed, but there was something that went on.
But there was blood.
But there was blood. And we decided we were going to go and just see what this was, and we had an idea for a storyline in our movie. And we went up to the police barricade and we said, hey, we're press. And they said, well, where are your press credentials? And then Jared, who you saw, our camera guy, was behind me in the car, and he said, just say we're independent press. I said, we're independent press. And they said, oh, go on through, yeah. And so we just, joined the press scrum, and...
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, only in Canada, of course. Matt, at one point in the movie, you turn directly to the camera and you basically say, if people are seeing this in theaters, it's a miracle that it got past all these roadblocks.
Yes.
What feels like the biggest achievement of getting this movie past the finish line?
If I'm being totally candid, it's moments like this. Being on a show like The Social, getting to talk about this movie that we made literally down the street in Canada with all Canadian financing. You never would have thought that. Thank you. It's
Great audience.
It's the kind of miracle that when you're growing up, you feel like it's just impossible. We decided to stay in Canada. We decided to have a career here, and just like you guys did with this hit show. And so we feel...
Thank you.
We love The Social. We love the audience. Thank you.
And listen, thank you for that. You guys actually have a massive American fan base, so it means even more that I think you chose to stay here and make it here. Is this a love letter to Toronto, to Canada, to Canadians?
Oh, of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
You love putting Toronto up on a screen and just validating all of these cultural landmarks and putting the CN Tower up.
But also a little bit of quirkiness, like also how kind of weird we are.
I'll tell you, when we screen the movie for Americans, they view our country as a sci-fi premise. They watch the movie and they think, I can't believe there's a country like this, where the police are this nice, where the people, other citizens will help you in the street. Our country is a movie environment to people from outside because they don't realize how good we have it.
Well, what
and we
great
really
timing.
do have it great here.
It is such great timing also. Thank you, Matt, Jay.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for The Social. Beautiful audience. We love seeing you.
Okay, listen up. We want our viewers to know that you can catch Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie in theaters across Canada as of February 13th. Take your Valentines to it. Right back. We'll be right back with Snowbird Cocktails. Don't miss it. Snowbird season, that time of year when many Canadians tend to head south to escape the cold, soak up the sun, and maybe enjoy a cocktail or two.
Yes, and whether you're on a beach or just dreaming of one, our next guest is here with vacation-ready cocktails to bring warmth and brightness wherever you are. So please welcome back to the show, drink expert Evelyn Chick. Good to have you here. Okay, so the drinks that you're featuring today are meant to kind of transport us to warmer climates, but they also kind of have a nostalgic vibe. So describe it to us.
So the 90s cocktails are all the rage in 2026. So I figured I would really bring back that nostalgic feel, you know, in the tropical island when we feel like we're drinking a pina colada.
Yes, and it's
bring
warm.
some winter spices to it. Transport us right there.
Sounds awesome. Okay, so I generally don't tend to gravitate towards fruity drinks, but I do have a soft spot for a pina colada.
Yeah.
And the first drink that we're gonna make, has some similarities. You call this one Ice Ice Baby.
Yes.
So tell us about it.
We're really bringing back the vintage vibe here
Love
with
it.
Ice Ice Baby. So we are going to start off with kind of like a blend of a blue Hawaiian and pina colada vibe, which is really great. So I took a base spirit and I reached for brandy, which is like, you know, amazing because like it's got like some winter spices to it. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of brandy, so just an ounce. I've infused it with a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice.
I know, that's
nice.
It's like winter smell, but tropical vibes. We're gonna put it in the big tin right here.
Okay.
And then what's a blue Hawaiian without some blue curacao, right?
That is true.
So we're gonna take some blue curacao and that's gonna go in there with some coconut rum. So that's really gonna amp up your tropical vibes to it. And then we got a little bit of coconut milk, you know, just for that a little bit of lusciousness, because you know we're on vacation. You wanna be in excess, like all this tropical vibes. And some pineapple juice. And we're gonna give it a shake. We're just gonna shake it up.
This is the part that makes me the most nervous.
There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna like have this glass right here. You're just gonna dump the whole thing in there.
Okay.
It's called a dirty dump because you know we're on vacation, so we're kind of lazy.
Okay.
Okay. So
this whole thing.
We're dumping the whole thing.
The whole thing in there.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We're dumping the whole thing and we're drinking. All right. So in
we're
the meantime,
drinking it,
tell me why you chose these specific liqueurs.
So what I love about a brandy is because it elevates the tropical drink a little bit. So you know you normally reach for rum. It's got this like surprising kind of like oaky, like really kind of like allspice flavor to it.
Okay, I love this.
Yes.
Well, what would you suggest as a substitute for brandy in this cocktail if you wanted to?
So I think a Blanco tequila. I love a good margarita as well when I'm on vacation. So you substitute a tequila, it's got some like kind of really cool herbal qualities to it.
That's
All
so
right,
good.
I'm already feeling a little warm now.
Yeah, there you go, yes.
So next up is the Snowbird. This is your take on a non-alcoholic lychee martini.
Yes.
Talk to us about this drink.
Yes, I love reaching for a lychee martini in a resort. It's like that secret drink you find and you're like, I'm gonna be sipping this all day.
Yes.
So I made a lychee martini, but with seed leaf spice 94 and infused it with some hibiscus. So hibiscus got some like tropical flavors to it. It's like very
This is
widely used.
non-alcoholic. This
It's
is for people to know.
non-alcoholic, for people to know. So it's kind of like a base lychee martini. So I'm gonna go in with our infused seed leaf spice 94. So it's got some allspice element to it. It's got like a really nice kind of hibiscus floral element to it. So I'm gonna go in with an ounce and a half. You already have the drink in front of you.
Okay.
A little bit of lychee cordial, but I'm gonna garnish it with something fun. A little bit of lime juice as well.
Don't drink it yet.
Don't drink it quite yet.
Okay,
Don't drink
I'm
quite
waiting.
yet. Okay, so I'm gonna shake that up.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we're gonna garnish it with a Prosecco foam.
Oh.
They're like, what is that?
Okay, how do you make a Prosecco foam?
So it's actually quite easy. I took a non-alcoholic Prosecco, around 4 ounces of that, and then I made a Prosecco syrup. So I kind of reduced it, add some sugar, equal parts lemon juice and egg whites as well. So I just put it in kind of like a whipped cream charger. We're gonna garnish it for you.
Oh, wow.
It's really gonna be fun. It kind of looks like a little bit of whipped cream. Oh, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
so
that is
it's
very
gonna add a little bit of that like really kind of nice, like bubbly, kind of like beautiful fruit
it's
notes
so
to
good.
it.
I do feel poolside right now.
Right?
This is so
This
good.
is like a poolside cocktail for
All right.
sure.
Yeah.
Now for the people, this is
I'm drinking
this is really good.
Cheers.
I love this, Evelyn. All right, so for the person out there who would like to make this an alcoholic drink,
Yes.
what are your suggestions?
So this is actually a very simple substitute. The important part is the infusion. So Seed Lift Spice 94 has a lot of kind of that like allspice berry, like really kind of beautiful winter flavors to it, gives it that depth. So I would substitute it with a gin with a little bit of herbal qualities to it, a little bit of juniper, and then just same thing, infuse it with some hibiscus flowers. 24-hour infusion, just throw it in the bottle, strain it out the next day. You have this really beautiful
You could
liquid.
fool people with this though. If you had a dinner
Oh,
party, you
absolutely.
could absolutely fool people with this.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so our
100%.
last cocktail is another classic with a twist. So you've prepared for us something called a painkiller.
Yeah.
What is the twist?
We need to know because it's a little painful out there. Not gonna lie, I'm
It's
slipping
really-
in the snow.
yes,
you know, you probably
100%.
shoveled a little bit too much. So the classic painkiller is made with orange juice, pineapple juice, a beautiful rum. I picked Appleton 8 today. It's got some like kind of really beautiful like raisiny flavors to it. But what I made was actually a roasted pineapple syrup. Yeah, so this little jar right here, if you want to smell it, it gives it like a little bit of sophistication.
Okay.
So I love grilling a fruit in the winter because I'm like, you know what? It's too gloomy out there. Let's like bring some fruit notes. So I grilled the pineapple, toss it in a pot with 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, strained it out. So you have this like really beautiful toasty element in a painkiller.
So
but
good.
with like a beautiful rum that complements it.
Okay, so if you didn't, it's so good.
I know, the audience is like, I want
Yeah.
to drink this, it's so good.
So if you wanted to just dial down the sweetness a little bit, how could you do that?
So I would pump up the citrus a little bit. So typically in a painkiller, there is no like lemon or lime juice. So if you would dial down the sweetness, I would add less sugar to the roasted pineapple syrup and add a little bit more citrus to it as well.
Okay, I know why they call it a painkiller. I can't feel anything.
Evelyn, thank you for bringing us some sunshine today. Okay, after the break, New York Times best-selling author E. Lockhart tells us about the latest installment in her Liars series. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay with us.
This is great.
This is probably one of my favorite food segments in the history of the show.
Things are heating up in our kitchen.
The last thing I debearded was my chin last night.
Tips from some of the world's brightest culinary stars.
Tavola a mangiare.
And tricks to save at the checkout that never skimp on taste.
I've never had a cauliflower this good in my life.
Sorry, it's familiar, but elevated and exciting.
See what we're cooking up this season on The Social.
Welcome back. Our next guest is the New York Times bestselling author of We Were Liars, now a #1 show on Prime globally.
Well, she's here to talk about the latest installment of her Liars series called We Fell Apart. Please welcome to The Social, Lockhart.
Thanks for having me. So good to have you on the show. Okay, so as we mentioned, this book is the 3rd installment in your Liars series. We Were Liars, Family of Liars, and now We Fell Apart. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with you, tell them, what is the series about?
All right, well, these are beachy, gothic mysteries with romance and then a big cry.
Good.
And it's best if you read We Were Liars first or see the show. And then you can read the other ones in any order because they're not like a traditional sequel. They're like in the same universe, but they're each their own story.
Gotcha.
Well, keeping on that idea, like you were very coy about information on this new book, but what we gather is this is neither a prequel nor a sequel. So if so, how does it fit into the series?
So I started out thinking I was writing a standalone novel. And it's about a young woman who gets an email from this father that she's never known. And he turns out to be a famous reclusive painter. And he says, come to my, beach estate and meet me for the first time. And she shows up, and he's not there. Instead, there's a stepmother that she never knew she had, a half-brother that she never knew who she had, who is almost exactly her same age, and 2 super hot teenage boys. So Matilda gets sucked into kind of the world of this summer that she's spending in this kind of derelict estate that is full of mysteries and intrigue, and she kind of goes into the world that these teenage boys have built for themselves, and there's romance, and then all of them are lying to her, of course. So I was writing this book, and at the same time I was working on the TV show of We Were Liars, which is my first ever TV show. It was a big deal for me, and I was
It is a big deal.
And so I wrote the finale, and I was an executive producer, and I helped with casting, and I was on the set for 10 weeks, and blah, blah, blah.
In Nova Scotia?
Yes, in beautiful Nova Scotia. Yes, if you know the town of Lunenburg, you will recognize it in We Were Liars. It's so gorgeous. Anyway, so there I am writing this novel kind of on the side and working on the show at the same time, or mornings on the book and afternoons on the show, or whatever's going on. And so the world of We Were Liars kept sort of bleeding in to the world of We Fell Apart until I realized that I was really writing another book that was solidly in the same universe. So people who like We Were Liars, they can get their Sinclair family fix in We Fell Apart, but it does have a new cast at the center.
We love that.
Yeah.
Well, thematically, the Liars series, it does focus on these very wealthy yet very dysfunctional families. Why is that a dynamic that you think seems to work so well?
Well, I mean, one thing that people say to me a surprising amount of time is, this is my family. And that does not mean that their family owns a private island or that their family is like a whole bunch of, white old money Democrats who think that they deserve everything they have. What it means is their family fights. And, so many young people grow up and realize, oh, the people in my family are actually embattled with each other, or maybe they're a little toxic, or maybe they're a lot toxic, and maybe I want to separate or rebel, right? It's about that moment in development where you start to question your family of origin.
Right. All right, so I want to ask you something that's very fascinating. So We Were Liars first came out in 2014, and it was already a bestseller. And then during COVID, thanks to Book Talk, you saw a huge resurgence in the popularity of this book, which is fantastic. So did that viral experience change how you create your fan base? Like, now when you're writing, are you thinking about, oh, maybe this will go viral, or are you just kind of writing really just from an authentic place?
I have no idea how to write from a this will go viral place. Like I mean, I would take a lesson if there was a lesson, but
You don't know.
I'm just trying to write a good story. But the fact that all these people were making the kind of Book Talk videos they made were not like, here's a book, it's fun, it has a mystery, there's amnesia, there's a love story. It was like, I freaking hate this book, WTF. Like, it was like that, crying, snot coming out of their noses, right? So that was a gift, right? That was a kind of vulnerability and sharing about an experience reading a book that I was so thrilled about. And so I wrote the second book in this universe, Family of Liars, kind of as a gift back to my readers.
Lovely.
So good.
Lovely.
So you mentioned the show. You were very involved with it as an exec producer and casting and writing the finale. And you say that there's actually one thing that made you really, really proud about how you made it. What was that?
Well, I really can't take credit for this. It's really due to the showrunners, Karina Adley McKenzie and Julie Plec. But like I said, this is a white, old money Democratic family that owns this private island, right? And there are two characters of color who come to this this island regularly and are a huge part of the story. Both of them are Indian descent. Gat, the love interest, and his Uncle Ed. And the showrunners hired 4 different writers of Indian heritage to work in our writers' room. And they had, you know, they were at different levels of experience, and some were sort of more drama, some were more comedy. They were amazing writers, but they were generous and shared their lived experience and also didn't always agree. So there were 4 people thinking about how to deepen and develop these characters better than I ever could have. So I felt very good putting that out in the world with that, you know, additional layer of truth and nuance.
Yeah, which is a fantastic thing for you to do. And you say there's a certain flexibility to be had when casting characters. Talk to us about that whole process.
Well, I'm not a casting expert, but I found this process fascinating, and I watched every single video and was there for all the meetings. And one thing that happened was, you know, for our 4 leads, the character of Mirren, who is played by Esther McGregor in the show, in the book, she's actually quite different than she turned out in the show. And the reason was that when we saw Esther, we fell in love. We kind of collectively were like, oh my God, this actress, she's so vulnerable, but she also has this like wonderful kind of pixie spirit and this intense beauty, and yet you believe that maybe she's insecure and that people think she's a little weird. She had this wonderful spirit, and that wasn't really what I wrote. That was different. But the showrunners adapted the script and developed the character once we cast Esther to make the most of what Esther was bringing.
Oh, that's so interesting. Very intuitive. I'm sure this is a question that many people are wondering. Are there plans for more books?
Maybe. I had a meeting with my editor the other day, so the Random House would like another book, but my next book is a standalone. It's called The Pools, and it comes out in October, and it is also, you know, moody, gothic, romantic story where bad things happen to nice people.
We love that. Well, these are nuggets that you can only get from the author herself, so thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
This is so fun, and congratulations on the Liars series success, truly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take a break, everybody. We'll be back right after this. Okay, this is where if you are living close by or you can get here tomorrow, if you know and love former NHLer PK Subban, he is our guest chair tomorrow. And he's never been here, ladies, so this is going to be a first. We're going to have a good time mixing it up with PK.
I felt like I met him before, but have you?
We have met Subban, Mr. Subban. I think we met Dad.
Maybe we met his dad, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting, fun.
Yes.
It's gonna be very exciting.
I first met PK, this is honestly going back before I even had Marquesa, so well over a decade. Those were party days. So we'll see if we can revisit some of that.
He might be able to revisit some stories of Mel
Perhaps.
with her zipper that was this big.
I saw the Malibu, and they don't call me Malibu Mel for nothing.
Yeah.
That was a past life, friends. That was a past life. Okay, also tomorrow on the show, stars of new crave crime drama, The Borderline drop by. It is Hazma Haq and Stephen Amell.
Wow. Big day tomorrow.
Thank you so much for being with us. We're on Crave, we're on YouTube, we've got our podcast. We are everywhere. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye.